What's going on, guys? Blazing Tech. Today we're going to be talking about my Suzuki DR650 and why I personally chose this to be my first ADV bike. So I'm going to try and keep it really short and sweet, but obviously the DR is a very versatile bike and people get it for a lot of different reasons. But probably the biggest reason for me, and just a little background on my riding history, I've ridden before in the past. I've ridden Vespa, I've ridden PX200, P200E, GTS 300, GTS 250. I was very comfortable on a Vespa. And if you guys can see me, I'm 5'7", so that's really the limiting factor when it comes to bikes for me. But when I sat on this 2020 Suzuki DR650, everything just felt right. And I knew that I wanted to ride ADV and dual sport because you can really push miles, and that's what me and my father had been doing and what we want to do and what we have big plans to do. So the DR650, reason number one, for me it fit like a glove. Reason number two, it was very comfortable for me. It's a very light bike, and even with the light modifications that I've done, it's still a really light bike, and that really gives me confidence to push myself as a rider and know that, you know, if I do get in a jam off-roading or whatever it may be, I know that I can pick up this bike and I could take it off of me. I could take it off a trail. It's not very heavy, and that's something that I think is very important. Obviously, the elephant in the room with the DR650 is that it's unchanged, and it's remained unchanged since 1996, with the exception, around 96, don't quote me on that, but with the exception of changing, obviously, the plastics and the colors and stuff like that. But pretty much it's the same bike, and I did buy it new, so, you know, you are foregoing a lot of different features that you could get on bikes that are comparable in price, but with that being said, the fact that it has remained unchanged, much like my Nissan Frontier here, everything has kind of been ironed out. And if you have a problem on your DR650, odds are that a lot of other people have had that problem, and there's a lot of support. So it's a platform that really doesn't have any weaknesses in terms of reliability if it was an unreliable bike. But since it is a Suzuki, we have Suzuki reliability. And the fact that it remains unchanged, yeah, it is kind of bad when you think about the features and stuff like that. If you know a Suzuki DR650, you know that it's very, I guess the way you could put it is, it has everything you need and nothing you don't, and nothing very luxurious about it. But again, like I said, that's a double-edged sword because everything has kind of been figured out and you know what to expect, and it's a very predictable and reliable bike. I kind of touched on it a little bit, but again, this is a very versatile platform. As you can see, I've set mine up to be, again, to push miles and ride really far, mainly on-road. I know, it's a dual sport, but mainly on-road with my dad. And if you wanted to make this a really cool trail rig, you could definitely do that. And you could do that relatively easily because, again, it's very simple, so the mods are very easy to do. And their mods are relatively affordable. I think to set this bike up the way that you see it, I only invested about $700, $800, and this bike can literally do everything that I want it to do personally. And again, it's still very comfortable for me. So I feel very comfortable with the way that I set up my bike. This is Parabellum Rally Sport windshield, I think it is, Sergeant seat. I have a mod update video. You guys can watch that. I'll leave that linked down below and in the end cards. But the mods are very affordable, again, because it's a very old platform. So, you know, that was a part of the double-edged sword. And again, like I said, I've set this bike up, and it's very comfortable for me to do exactly what I want it to do. Obviously, I have the big tank. It looks really cool. And then probably the other main thing is that this thing has the CCs, and again, there's no replacement for displacement. This thing is a 650. It's still relatively light the way that I set it up, and man, after I've set it up and I have the tank and the gas tank is full, it feels really nice cruising on the highway at about 70, 80, very comfortable with the seat and everything. And again, that's what I want to do with my bike, and it just ticks all the boxes for me. Obviously, there's nicer bikes. For example, my dad's new Moto Guzzi V85 TT. It's super nice, and it's a little shorter than this, so I could probably ride it. But I'm very happy with my Suzuki DR650, and this has been an amazing first bike, and I plan on keeping it hopefully for a very, very long time, and I can definitely see myself growing with this bike, and I'm very happy with why I chose it. And if you guys are thinking about getting an ADV bike, if you're thinking about getting a dual sport, hopefully my experience, again, everybody's experience is going to be different. Hopefully my experience can help you guys make a decision one way or the other. But the Suzuki DR650 is just an awesome bike, and just very personal to me. My first car was a Suzuki Grand Vitara 5-speed 4-wheel drive. I've had an '88 Suzuki Samurai, which was featured on the channel. We had a Suzuki Equator, which was pretty much a Nissan Frontier. It actually was a Nissan Frontier, so I think Suzuki's really cool. It holds a special place in my heart, and the Suzuki DR650 is still really cool, just like all my other Suzukis. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Blazing Tech, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.